Hey guys, we have one last thing to talk about with our stop motion project, and that is your rubric. So, how are you going to be graded? This is always important to know. First of all, the thing I'm looking at is your message. This is the most important thing to me. It should be easy to understand, based on a Bible verse, and grammatically correct. So, you guys saw what verse mine was based off of. You saw how easily it flowed together. So, think about an idea and get into motion. If you're confused on this, come up with a favorite Bible verse and ask a friend, ask me. Make sure you get this solid because this will be 25% of your grade. The next thing is creativity. Is it shown through the message through many means such as fonts, colors, images, props? This is going to kind of change depending on if you're going to be using just Google Slides or if you're going to be using Legos, if you're using Play-Doh, if you're sketching it out on paper and taking it one thing at a time, depending on what you do will depend on how that creativity needs to showcase. So that's why I have many means listed versus one or two means, somewhat shown, or no creativity. Time frame, it needs to be between 25 seconds and 1 minute. One thing I forgot to mention to you guys was how many slides mine was. So I'm going to pull that up for you guys one more time. If you guys remember yesterday, or well, whenever you watched that video, I don't know when it was for you, my video took about 35 or 40 seconds. So that is within the time frame. I have 174 slides in my video. If you're doing the 300 a second, which is how I'm going to be playing it for you, that's going to be about 3 slides a second is what it's going to come out to. So to reach that time frame of, what did I say, 25 seconds and 1 minute, you need at least 75 slides. It sounds like a lot, but once you start going, you're going to realize it's not a ton. Just make sure you don't go too far and make it past a minute. Next thing, use of color. You need to use between 2 and 4 main colors throughout the project that reflect the message and add value to the project. If you use a whole rainbow of colors, that can be a bit too much. Now, if for some reason you need a rainbow of colors and it makes sense, go for it. But if your use of color is too much and it does not reflect the message or add value, that's going to be a problem. I used red, white, and black. That's it. It was basic. And that's because I was showing a message that needed to just have little bits of pop. So pick something like that. If you do not use color and it's black and white the whole time, there's not a reason for it, you will lose points for that. Use of image and shape. You need to add variety to the project by adding an image or shape that adds value and meaning to the project. Now, once again, if you guys are sketching it out on paper, I added in an actual heart. If you guys are sketching on paper, you can sketch shape. If you are using little pieces of candy for your stop motion, you may have seen that as an example. You don't have to add in an image or shape for that because you're doing all the moving around. But if you are using the means I showed you with Google Slides, then you need to do that. Use of typography. You use different fonts and weights. So bold, italic, underline to add value and meaning. I only used 3 main fonts in mine, but they added value and meaning. So don't use 37 different fonts. That's not a good thing. Just make sure you pop things differently to make them stand out. I talked to you guys about when I did that. If it does not add value or meaning but distracts from the message, you'll lose points. If you do not use any variety at all, you'll lose 9 points. Last thing is overall project/effort. The project should be professional in appearance, and it should be evident that you put effort forth within the project. I will be able to tell this based off of all of the other stuff you've done. So if you failed to meet the criteria, you obviously are not putting in effort. If it looks sloppy, like you didn't do things slowly, then you failed to meet the criteria. When I moved things, I counted. Oh, I moved this one 3. Now I'm going to go to the next. I'm going to duplicate it and I'm going to move it 3 more. Now I'm going to duplicate it and move it 3 more. Now I'm going to take my heart and resize it by 10% and 10%. That way it achieved the look of stop motion. So put in that effort. If you're confused on this, please feel free to reach out to me. But I am really super excited to see these projects. I know you guys are going to do awesome with it. And I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.